No.
Are you here to pray for the lives of unborn children?
As I've mentioned to one of your colleagues before, I think that's a little bit of a leading question. No, I'm not, actually, today.
Can your actions be carried out elsewhere?
I'm not doing any actions. I'm just simply thinking silently in my head.
Okay, and why have you chosen this location to stand?
This is an abortion centre. I'm praying for those who've been hurt by abortion.
So, what I said before, are you here to pray for the lives of unborn children?
Yes.
So yes.
I said no.
You said no.
I'm praying for those who've been hurt by abortion.
Hurt by abortion?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So are you aware there's a public space protection order in place here?
Yes, I don't know if you know, but I have
Proper
actually been
script, isn't
arrested
it?
twice.
The
I've
guy
gone to
that's
court and
speaking.
been acquitted.
Brother's just doing his job, innit?
For,
He's just reading off like.
allegedly my silent prayers.
I don't think he'd be.
I've actually received an email from the police telling me I'm allowed to be in this area. I don't know if you're familiar with that situation at all.
This
So-
is exclusion area?
Yes, that's right. That's why I was arrested previously. So yes, I'm very much aware there's a PSPO in place.
Okay. And are you aware that you are breaching the public order protection order in place?
I'm not breaching it now.
Will you move from here to outside of the exclusion zone?
I don't see any reason why I would need to do that for the reasons I've just explained to you.
Okay. So if not, why are you not willing to move outside the exclusion zone?
Because of what I've just said, because I don't think I need to move outside the exclusion zone. I've been to court over this.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to issue a fixed penalty notice now,
So what am I being issued a fixed penalty notice for?
because I believe, and my colleague believes, that you're here to protest.
I've just told you I'm not protesting, I'm simply silently praying.
Are you protesting?
I wonder
No.
how the outcome was. But
Yeah.
your brother don't want to be there. Look
No,
at him.
he doesn't.
He doesn't want to be there at all. Like, you kind of
It's-
feel a bit bad for him.
It's more like this video
Symbolism
is like
of-
more of a consequence or symbolism of like
Yeah.
something outside of his control, right? And there's probably other guys that didn't want to do it, and he's had to step up and do it.
Yeah, they probably just said, go do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I've got to
Yeah.
pay the bills, so I want to get paid, so
Yeah.
I've got to do it. But, like, that's crazy. And I was literally looking through the comments, and I literally said to you beforehand, where is it? It's the prayers are working when the police told to shut you down.
Mm.
Like, if the government or whoever is putting this in place didn't think it was real and didn't think it worked, what are you putting something in place to stop something that's not real? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's like they must believe that there's some sort of power to it.
Yeah, they must believe it's so. Even just from like a
Or-
normal person's perspective, right? If you're just stood outside and someone goes, "Oh, are you thinking in this area about this specific thing?" You think that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I
like
know.
it literally doesn't make sense.
For
Like
that
they're like back and forth didn't even make sense with each
No.
other.
It was proper scripted. Like he had to say the certain things he was saying. He like followed in order like the questions he had to ask, and he's like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
down at his notes. But clearly, like my interpretation of this, what just happened, was she's been done for this before, and she's been to court and won. And
Yeah,
she said, "Oh, like someone's already given me a notice, and I've battled it in court and won. So like I have was it an exemption, or she has like some sort of she's been granted like the
I don't know,
access
yeah.
to that or whatever, I don't know. So that's just like it annoys me when the police don't acknowledge that and they just speak like a robot sometimes, but I know it's their job.
It's difficult, innit? Because it's like if you've had a 10-hour shift, this is your last thing before you go to bed and go home. You just get it done, don't you? Like you do become a robot, and it is just your job at that point. Like if you sat him down, you were one of his mates, like on a Saturday night, he'd probably. Well, obviously, I don't know.
Yeah, you probably open up and say
It
like,
probably
"Oh,
just
tough
like
day."
it's mad. Yeah, it's like I don't agree with that, but got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Which is crazy to say. Where like, if you're gonna do this with this, like, what more would the government do?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, say to people like you can't do.
There's the two. I think there's two themes of this video. It's like you say, the control over what people can say and can't, like, and the freedom of speech aspect.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was getting at.
and that stuff. But then there's also like the abortion side of it, which you can go into if you want, but where Like some people are pro-abortion, obviously some are anti, like pro-life or not. So there's that aspect to it as well, because the people that reported her are clearly like intimidated. They're working at this abortion clinic. They're like on the other camp, and I guess that links to like what you were saying about the power of that and like the spiritual fight and stuff. What other things could the government do that are similar to this? Like what could they just like stop churches from meeting? Like could they?
They could stop anything. Stop mosques. Stop.
Do you see
stop any thought of movement? You could even take it to like a football game and like, all right, you can't in the street chant for your team anymore. Like you're not allowed because it disrupts everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they could go so far, and it's like, well, we just live in a dictatorship then, don't we?
Yeah.
You can't.
It's so true. And
you have no sort of freedom.
That's why like I would say that I'm quite pro like being like libertarian in those things where it basically means like less involvement from the government in your life. So like if something annoys you, like you don't have to engage in it. You can just like, to say like you don't like someone chanting down the street, you can just like leave your house for that hour that they're walking past, or like like you can do stuff about it. You don't have to involve the government. You don't have to involve government and like escalate it to that thing, because then you're infringing on other people's freedoms just because you have something like a contradiction with them where you don't agree with that thing. Like you have to then enforce that on everyone else. But do you see this, by the way? So apparently I don't know if there's I've not read into this.
So they're going to be called Of England. We are of England.
Yeah.
What are you then? If you're not a church, what are you? Like
Community of England. That's what it is.
So you're nothing to do with like Christianity anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this is a side quest, like different topic, but I guess like the similarity between this and the other video is,
well, he's pushing a certain agenda in it, and pushing out a different agenda, which kind of leaves freedom of speech. Like I would disagree with it, but these people still have their right. Like if you look at pro-life, I'd be like definitely more inclined to pro-life, just off the top of my head, not diving into it. But people who aren't, I'd still agree that they should have an opinion and be able to voice that opinion, even if I think it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't stop someone from voicing their opinion unless it's
well, ultimately
like ludicrous, like Hitler. Do you know what I mean?
Like the opposite to dictatorship is a democracy where different ideas battle it out, and the one that wins is the one that's put into legislation. And like,
I feel like you can't argue with that.
And like that's the best system, because sometimes that as society culturally evolves, you need to like maybe change this or tweak that, and then whoever's got the better idea will win out, and that will get implemented. And that's the ideal world, right?
I think it's more like when you have someone in power with that much authority that then has no accountability to anyone. Even if you look at a workplace or anything like that, just having one person who's making all these decisions and no one can oppose it at all. Like it's all good and well if you have someone good, like we said. If you have someone bad, then that's like ready for a disaster. Which is like when you're talking about democracy. That's why it's so important.
Ultimately, it's like which idea is going to win, get the most votes, vote for that, and whoever's won, you have to be comfortable disagreeing with the other camp, like living together, like in a community. Like there might be people that vote for different parties or different things and thoughts on different things, but you have to learn to like live with those people. In like a civil way, and ultimately that's how society thrives. Not when you try and dictate like legally and arresting people. That's just nuts to me. And ultimately, where's it going to lead? Like, is it going to be
like you said? I think it leads to more, like more destruction in a way, because people get angry, people feel like they're not heard, people get frustrated instead of being able to voice your opinion, and then, like you said, just be comfortable with the decision. You don't have to agree with the final decision, but at least you've said your piece, and like
exactly,
that's fine as long as no one's getting hurt. Like we said, like if someone was sat outside a church and praying to whoever they believe, or just thinking about all the things against Christianity and saying, "Oh, I pray this church shuts down." They're just outside praying. Like, no reason to push them away or kick them out. Like, cool, you do you. But when you cross the line, like if you start For example, if she started going into the clinic and smashed stuff up, kicking off, yeah, call the police then. Bit of common sense. Do you know what I mean? Bring a bit of common sense back.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, if you enjoyed the video, guys, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think, honestly, about all of this. If you're in the same camp as us, or even if you're someone who's really pro-abortion and thinks that what she was doing is shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, interested to hear what you think. Cool. See you in the next video.